What's going on, everyone? So a target that the Lakers have been linked to pretty much since the offseason is Herb Jones. Lakers have made several attempts to acquire Herb Jones. So far, nothing has happened. Lakers view Herb Jones as one of the, and you can make the argument, is probably one of, if not the best fits for the Lakers. I'm really high on guys like Miles Bridges. I mean, he had his little outing and showing that we saw, but there's questions that I've talked about, like with Miles Bridges, Andrew Wiggins, like some of these guys that probably gonna have to pay a premium for. Like their best attribute, and part of the reason that you're paying for those guys is their ability to self-create and not be reliant on Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, which is great for right now when Austin Reeves and everybody like that is hurt, because you need guys like that more. But everybody healthy, I don't need that as much. I mean, you see, like when we're healthy, Rui usually is just relegated to be a catch and shoot 3-point shooter in the corner, things like that. And so is it really worth paying the premium for somebody that can self-create? Now, maybe in a post-LeBron era, that could be more valuable, right? Go and get a guy that can do some damage and do some things. But Herb Jones is, if you talk about a guy that you just stand in the corner, knock down the open three, self-create a little bit, but not to the level of those guys, but is better suited as that just spot up catch and shoot three guy, as well as that versatile high end defensive player, then Herb Jones is probably the best kind of fit right now for this Lakers team. Just play defense at a high level, as well as just be able to perform. Well, again, Lakers are having a hard time getting Herb Jones. You're hearing some talks about the Lakers maybe looking to get creative finally, turning one first into multiple firsts to potentially go get maybe Herb Jones. Talks about other players that they'd be interested in, depending on how many firsts they can kind of free up. They get the right first in a trade, could open up the door for other picks to now become available, right? You get a 2027 pick, now the 2028 pick becomes available, things like that. So Lakers, again, kind of be creative. Well, now we got reports that have came out that not only do the Lakers want Herb Jones, but Herb Jones wants the Lakers, right? And the reason that that's interesting, several fronts. One, it's good that you have a player that like his camp and everybody wants the Lakers as well. So if there ever is a point where he might be able to nudge himself or something like that. Problem is he's not like a free agent next season or something like that. So doesn't really have a lot of pull and power. But if he kind of maybe makes some things uncomfortable over there, that could be good for the Lakers. But the kind of biggest thing is, again, you had Herb Jones. Lakers can't get Herb Jones. All of a sudden, there are talks at the same time that Herb Jones wants the Lakers and his camp really wants to get him to the Lakers. And the Lakers are now all of a sudden trying to find ways to get multiple firsts. All right. Again, could be nothing. Could be something. I mean, it could just be two kind of, they're trying to fit the narratives together, or it could be, just two completely separate independent things that have no correlation, or it could be that. Because look, the Lakers very likely aren't going to turn their one first into three to do nothing, right? You're not going to go and do that to go get a bunch of guys that aren't worth a first, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. But the asking price for Herb Jones is 2 firsts. It's like, okay, well, we have the expirings and we have 2 firsts. So now you could do something like a Gabe Vincent, Dalton Connect, and 2 firsts. You're not getting better than that for Herb Jones. I mean, you make an argument 2 firsts in the current market is not worth it for Herb Jones. Right? Herb Jones is a very good basketball player, but I mean, you look at like what guys are going for. You'd be lucky to get a first for Herb Jones. But if the Lakers could turn that 1 first into 2 or 3, right, and you give 2 of those firsts to go get Herb Jones, then it's, you basically gave up 1 first. But also if you go get say a Keon Ellis or something like that, yes, again, Keon Ellis isn't worth the first, but again, if you kind of a roundabout, right? Like you basically turned 1 first roundabout into a Keon Ellis and Herb Jones. Like, would you trade a first for Keon and Herb Jones? Yes, absolutely. Right. So again, Lakers just kind of have to get creative and kind of get in a roundabout. If this is true that Herb Jones wants the Lakers, that's good because, again, even in the offseason, teams usually want to trade for guys that they know is willing to buy in and be there type thing. Obviously, Herb Jones is under contract. He's gonna not play for teams, right? Like he's not gonna be like, oh, trade for me. Like he's not Anthony Davis where he can force things. But you might get some teams that are like, he doesn't want to go to a team like us. He wants to go to Lakers, right? So we trade for him. Is he gonna be as committed to us and what we have to pay up and all that other stuff? And as soon as he gets the opportunity, he might look to move, or when his in 2 years when he can maybe have a little more leverage. Now he's trying to force and push his way to Lakers. Do we really want to deal with that? Not going to scare away all teams, but it might scare away a couple. Might scare away some teams that go, it's not worth it, right? Because there could be added headache at some point attached to that. So, and we're not going to get the return if that situation develops that we're going to have to give up in order to land him, right? So it'd be good if Herb Jones, if his camp or somebody kind of, obviously can't tamper, but start hearing a couple more of these like, hey, Herb Jones really wants the Lakers, Herb Jones the Lakers type thing. It puts that pressure. It makes that noise. It starts to make things uncomfortable to where you might be able to like, hey, Herb wants to come. You're hearing all the noise. You're hearing all this stuff. His camp wants to come. Because, again, Pelicans aren't stupid, right? Like they know, like if those reports are coming out and stuff, it's coming from somewhere, and it's not coming. If it's not coming from them, then it's coming from somewhere. Now, could it be the Lakers throwing that out there to try to? Sure, but it also could be exactly that, right? Like so, to me, I think that there is this sort of argument of like, hey, if you're the Lakers, try to find that path to go get Herb Jones. He wants to come. I think would be better on the Lakers than he is with the Pelicans. Because again, you got to keep in mind, the guy, there's no playmaking on New Orleans. Everything Herb Jones has to do, right? Because people go, oh, you can't, he's not shooting that super great and stuff like that. Again, he has to, he's shooting over 2-3 guys. Look at the quality of looks that our guys get. Part of it is they can't shoot, but even the guys that can, or hot. I mean, look at Jake LaRavia is getting wide open threes. Guys get wide open threes. Right? Herb Jones is a lot of times taking contested threes, sometimes heavily contested threes. He, a lot of times, is having to self-create in order to get those threes. It's very different when you have Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves setting you up, getting you the ball in your shooting pocket every time so that way you can just rise up and knock down the shot, get your shot off the court. You don't have 3 guys around you, trying to slow you down so you can't shoot the basketball. Herb Jones, again, and we've seen time and time again, players go from a really bad team to a really good team, or good team in the Lakers case, that because the expectation's different, right? I'm on New Orleans. We're playing for a lottery pick every year, right? But go to Lakers, now we're playing for a championship. Last kind of point worth noting, and then I want to kind of talk about some stats, okay, and then we'll close out the video, is Herb Jones has been, it's funny. So he missed, I think it was 4 games, and then played the Lakers game, of course. I think that was deliberate. And the reason I think it's deliberate is because he hasn't played a game since. So he missed a bunch of time, played the Lakers game. Either that was Herb's idea or was the Pelicans' idea. Either way, that was to get the Lakers moving, is what that was. Why else? If you're the Pelicans and he's missed every, a handful of games before and every game after, and the one team that is desperate enough to maybe give you what you want to land them, it's like, hey, let's play them. I don't know. Again, my tinfoil hat on. But you look at this season. Again, Pelicans, you're talking about one of the worst teams in basketball with 0 playmaking. He's averaging 9.5 points, basically 4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. Right? So, again, even despite the lack of playmaking and all that other stuff, he's averaging 28.3 minutes per game, which is also the fewest of his career. He's getting 8.8 field goal attempts per game, which is around what he gets. Shooting 39.4%. He's shooting 33.3% on 4.2 attempts, right? Which isn't great. It's better than what we got right now, for being honest, but it isn't great. However, again, he's doing that on a team that has no playmaking, no one close to LeBron, Luka, and Osiriz as far as gravity and whatnot. I'm not saying that that'll go up to 43%, but to think that playing alongside Luka, LeBron, Osiriz, that can't get to 36%. He'd be our best three-point shooter at that point, right? Like, to think he can't get to 36% would be ridiculous, right? Like, from 2023-2024 season, he actually shot 42% on 3.6 attempts, right? Guy, 2-point range, career 53.5% guy. He's shooting 45%. So a little dip there. Again, has to self-create a lot. Free throw percentage, 81.3% on 1.4 attempts. He's an 82% guy on 2.1 attempts. He's averaging 3.7 rebounds, which he's a career 3.8 guy. 2.5 assists, 1.7 steals, and half a block. All right, so again, but he's also every year kind of that fringe, all defensive type of player. I like it. I think Lakers need to go make a push. But anyways, always, this is a discussion, past question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.